Atlanta, stop what you're doing, because what I'm about to tell you could flip the entire outlook of the 2025 season upside down. For years, the Falcons have lived under the weight of heartbreak, missed opportunities, seasons that started with hope and ended with silence. But now there's a fire building in Atlanta. And it's not just about the stars you already know. This isn't about the quarterback. It's not even about the highlight reel weapons on offense or the big names on defense. No, the real story, the one ESPN just dropped like a thunderclap, is hiding in plain sight. And here's the hook. Their bold prediction has nothing to do with the obvious heroes. Instead, it points straight to the one area of the team nobody's been paying attention to. The place where championships are either built or broken. The trenches, the foundation, the engine that powers everything else. Think about that for a second. Every great run to a Super Bowl doesn't start with the receivers or the flashy running backs. It starts with the dirty work in the middle, the battles that don't always make highlight reels. That's where games are won. That's where legacies are forged. And according to ESPN, the Falcons might just have something brewing there that could shock the NFL. The pressure is sky high in Atlanta. Everyone knows it. The front office, the coaching staff, and every single player in that locker room. 4 years without a playoff run. Fans restless. The city hungry. This isn't just another season. This is the year to prove we belong with the NFL's elite. And that pressure? It's either going to crush this team or turn it into something unstoppable. And the wildest part? The boldest prediction about this team's future isn't built on the shoulders of the stars. It's built on the heartbeat of the roster, the unsung warriors about to step into the light. Falcons fans, buckle up. Because what's coming next might just be the piece that finally separates Atlanta from the pretenders and launches us straight into the fight for greatness. Sometimes the biggest difference maker isn't the guy catching touchdowns or breaking tackles on ESPN's highlight reel. Sometimes it's the man in the mud, the one battling in the trenches, moving bodies, and creating the space that turns an ordinary play into something unstoppable. And right now, Falcons fans, the spotlight is shifting to a name many outside Atlanta don't even talk about. But that's about to change. Because Ryan Neuzil, our center, is suddenly at the heart of one of the boldest predictions of the entire NFL season. ESPN's Seth Walder, one of the most respected analytics minds in football, just put his reputation on the line. His prediction? Ryan Neuzil will finish as a top 5 center in run-block win rate this year. Top 5. Do you realize what that means for this offense? Last year, in 547 snaps, Neuzil quietly ranked 9th in the NFL in run-block win rate. 9th. And that was while splitting time, still adjusting to the system, still fighting for his role. Now, in 2025, he's the full-time starter. He's confident, he's locked in, and according to advanced data most people never even see, he's on the verge of elite status. Walder didn't just stop at the usual numbers. He dug deeper, tracking vertical push, the raw force linemen generate at the line of scrimmage. And Neuzil's results? Off the charts. We're talking about a center who not only holds his ground, but actually drives defenders backward, opening lanes that turn good running backs into unstoppable forces. And let's not forget who's running behind him. Atlanta already has one of the most explosive backs in the league. Pair him with a center who can consistently win at the point of attack, and suddenly, this offense isn't just dangerous, it's terrifying. This isn't simple addition, it's multiplication. Think back to the 8 games Neuzil started last year. The Falcons went 5-3 in that stretch. That's not a coincidence. That's what happens when you have stability and dominance at the most important position on the offensive line. Even the front office's decisions tell the story. When Drew Dalman left for Chicago on a massive contract, the Falcons could have matched it. But Terry Fontenot didn't flinch. Why? Because he knew. He'd seen Neuzil's growth. He believed the younger center could anchor this line, and now ESPN's data is backing him up. Falcons Nation, this isn't hype. This is the foundation of a potential championship offense being laid in real time. Terry Fontino looked at Ryan Newsel, saw the potential, and placed a bet that could change everything for this franchise. And now, Falcons fans, that gamble is about to pay off in a massive way. Think about it. Atlanta let a proven veteran walk for big money, but instead of breaking the bank, they chose a younger, cheaper option, who might actually deliver better performance. That's how championship rosters are built, not by overpaying for the past, but by investing in the future at just the right time. This isn't just about Newsel's numbers. This is about what his dominance means for the entire offense. When your center is controlling the line of scrimmage, the game completely changes. Suddenly, the running game is humming, play action becomes lethal, and the rest of the offensive line starts looking sharper because the guy in the middle is setting the tone. Now, picture it. Newsel blows open a hole. Our running back explodes through untouched, and defenses panic. They start stacking the box, selling out to stop the run. That's when Atlanta flips the switch, boom, and launches a deep shot to our receivers, punishing defenses for daring to cheat. That's how real championship offenses work. They keep defenses guessing. They force mistakes. They break wills. And the timing? It couldn't be more perfect. Right when the critics are raising doubts about Atlanta's offensive line depth. Right when people are asking if this team can establish a dominant ground game. We get this. A prediction backed by research that says our center is about to be one of the best in the league. That's not just reassurance. It's a weapon. What excites me most is the credibility behind it. ESPN analysts don't throw out bold calls lightly. They dive into the film, run the numbers, check the data 100 times before making a statement this strong. When someone like Seth Walder says Ryan Newsel is about to become elite, it's grounded in serious work. And here's the bottom line, Falcons Nation. Elite center play changes everything. It's the foundation of a playoff push. It's the hidden ingredient that can turn a good season into a special one. And in 2025, Atlanta might finally have it. Falcons Nation, the domino effect is real, and it starts right in the trenches. When your center is elite, everything else falls into place. A strong push up the middle fuels a dominant run game. A dominant run game forces defenses to overcommit. And when defenses sell out to stop the ground attack, that's when Atlanta unleashes the deep ball and rips the top off secondaries. That's how you build an explosive offense. One that doesn't just score points, but forces opponents to panic. And when the other team is playing from behind, that's when our rebuilt defense, loaded with fresh talent and guided by sharper coaching, gets to pin its ears back and go hunting. That's not just football. That's a championship formula. But here's the part that gets me fired up. This is only the beginning. If Ryan Newsel really rises into that top 5 category, it's not just a personal victory. It lifts everything. The offensive line gains confidence. Chemistry builds across the trenches. And in those brutal fourth quarters, when the game is on the line, Atlanta becomes the team that controls the clock, drains defenses, and slams the door shut. Champions are built on dominance at the line of scrimmage. You can have highlight reel receivers, electric running backs, even a star quarterback, but if you don't win in the trenches, you don't win in January. That's the truth, and Falcons Nation, what we're talking about here isn't just improvement. It's transformation. We're talking about turning our biggest question mark into our greatest strength. From whispers of doubt to roars of dominance, from shaky foundations to an identity built on pure power. This is how you carve out a new chapter in franchise history. The pieces are finally lining up. Elite center play, explosive playmakers on offense, a defense that's evolving into something dangerous, and a coaching staff that knows the stakes. The foundation is set. The storm clouds are gathering. And when 2025 hits full force, the NFL won't know what just hit them. So buckle up, Falcons faithful. This isn't just a season. This feels like the season that could change everything.